We've all had this problem of the indicator stalk not staying up or down when it's selected. So let me show you how you can repair it. The indicator stalk assembly is made up of two parts, the alloy part and the black back part. The black back part is held on by those two rivets, and I've removed the head of the rivet using a drill bit, just sufficient to disassemble the back. Don't take too much off, but I'll show you how you can also reattach it later on with or without that rivet post. Now, once you've done that, you can just use some jeweler screwdriver to pry the back open, and it's fairly easy to do that because that black back is held on the other side by a tongue. So it is fairly secure, but it's not difficult to remove either. When you remove the back, you'll find that there is an electrical connection underneath, a spring-loaded one, which attaches to that tab there. That's used for the high beam when you pull the stalk back. So make sure when you assemble it back, it actually sits underneath that tab, and don't lose that tab clearly. That little red dot there is the one that makes contact with the spring-loaded contact, right? So remove the tab and keep it away safely. And then you can disassemble it by just gently removing the stalk away from the alloy body. You'll find that there's a brass roller at the end, and that's the function that keeps the indicator stalk up or down when you select it. It needs to engage on the detent marks. You see that on either end of that track there that goes up and down on both left and right. And I've already made some deeper indentations at the top. So those are the indentations at the top that allow the brass roller to stay up. Now clearly, if there is not enough indentation at the top, it'll just roll off, right? And that's what happens when the indicator stalk is worn. I use a Dremel to cut deeper valleys, if you like, at the top of the detent to make it stay. You can use a file to do the same thing as well. Just make sure you have enough to have the copper roller sit on there when it engages at the top. Yeah. This is how it looks like before the modification. You can see that there's no way the roller will stay up there because it's just worn off. After that, you can see that it's much deeper and allows the copper roller to stay up at the top of that ridge. To put it back, you basically just reassemble it, and at this point you can actually test it. You don't have to put the whole thing back. It's actually fairly secure. Test that everything is okay before you put things back. Don't forget the tab. And then I have a lot of trouble getting this together, but you kind of get the picture. So I'll just speed things up a bit and get to the end of this video. There's also a temptation to secure using wires, the whole casing. I think I did that once and then mistakenly grounded that tab. And what happened was that the light, the high beam just came on all the time. So what I'm going to show you later on is I will use either cable tie or I will reuse the two posts that you saw me rivet out. Both ways are possible. I've used both before and both are just as secure. It just depends on how much effort you want to put in. So I finally gotten it together again, and I can test it with the back on. So yep, stays up. The problem was turning right. Yeah, and there you go. All very good. All solid and good. So to secure the back, as I said, there are two ways of doing it. One is to drill out those posts and use a screw. That's too short, actually. That's not a good idea. This one's better, the next one. It's narrow and it's long enough for you to bite into the alloy self-tapping screws. The end result is something like this. This one I've used for years and it seems to work. It's all dirty right now. The one I've done recently using cable ties, it also works. Either way is just as good. I find that when it's installed, they work very well. Okay, so hopefully that works for you too.